Welcome to a TV20 News Break. I'm Dan Monroe. The Juneteenth holiday was celebrated throughout the city of Cleveland. We sent TV20 reporter Alex McTurna to two of them. The first at a parade down Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
A caravan drove down Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard before arriving at the African American Cultural Garden, officially kicking off Juneteenth celebrations in the Cleveland Cultural Gardens. Mayor Justin Bibb spoke on the importance of continuing the fight for freedom into the 21st century.
And this concept of freedom is not a binary thing. It's not something you turn on or turn off. It's something you have to fight for, something you have to engage in, and something you have to live every single day. What are you going to do to make sure that the promise of freedom for black folks is real? Not just on Juneteenth, not just during Black History Month, but 365 days out of the year.
The event featured local vendors serving Juneteenth-appropriate red food, live music, and a performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing, also known as the Black National Anthem. President of the African American Cultural Garden Group, Carl Ewing, is excited to see Juneteenth become an official holiday and for his garden to be home to part of its celebration.
This is important for the city of Cleveland. It gives credence, it gives stability to our plight as a black person. And what better place to have it than here at the African Cultural Gardens? We learn from our past as we live in the present to secure our future. Again, this is a day of festivities, a day that we can all rejoice and say, thanks to President Biden that this has now been a part of history and will soon continue on.
After that, we sent Alex to Morning Star Baptist Church for a local celebration of Juneteenth. Mayor Justin Bibb spoke on the importance of using art as a healing process.
Mayor Justin Bibb attended the ceremony and spoke on the importance of using art as a healing process, both on the individual level and the city level.
As we think about freedom, as we think about the work we need to do as a city and as a country to address structural racism, I believe that art has the power to transform, art has the power to heal, and art has the power to bring people together. And as you think and reflect on what's going on in our nation, now more than ever, we need art and other ways of bringing our nation and our city together.
As a part of a greater initiative to revitalize the east side of Cleveland, artists and performers alike joined together for this year's Juneteenth celebration, with the greater message of the event being summarized in one word: healing.
Everyone has said so many eloquent things about what we mask and being your authentic self. You can't do these jobs unless you're authentic. You can't be a public servant and really love people, because how can you serve and support people in a pastor, in a pastoral role, if you don't love people? If you disdain people and you really don't be your authentic self, you can't serve them appropriately. And that's the reason why we wear the mask is so important. It's so important to elevate the East and make sure that this community is thought of as an inspiration and not an afterthought.
A part of the celebration included a special video presentation of We Wear the Mask, a community effort to show how African Americans in Cleveland and across the country are expressing their true, authentic selves, free from burden.
We Wear the Mask was inspired by a Paul Laurence Dunbar poem, which he wrote in 1895. And so Maya Angelou did a spoken word rendition in 1987. And now we here today still find that people of color have to wear a metaphorical mask.
One thing that's very important about this event is really helping people to recognize how they mask and how they need to take it off and be their authentic selves. How they need to bring their authentic selves to their community, to their businesses, to their employers. You know, we're better when we are operating in who we are. And for many, many years, who we are as people has not been accepted as the mainstream culture, and we're seeing that change.
The event featured an artist competition amongst dozens of local artists, arts and crafts, and performances by local musicians, all in the spirit of Juneteenth.
Thank you, Alex. Continuing our coverage of Cleveland's Juneteenth celebrations, we head over to the Fairfax Recreation Center for their celebration. Food, music, and line dancing greeted those who stopped by the Fairfax Recreation Center. There was even a chessboard set up for those looking for a game. Fairfax Center manager Ryan Allen said the Juneteenth event is a great way to get the community out and engage with each other.
You know, now that they made Juneteenth a national holiday, so we wanted to let the community know, that we're gonna look forward to having this annual thing. This will be the first of many. Just I feel it's important for everybody to know what's going on to be celebrated,
Isaiah Harris was very glad he stopped by the Juneteenth celebration.
It was good. I had fun. I played a lot of games, ate, and everything. I played basketball. I seen people cheer, and I seen Jamaican people, and then I'm about to see people tap dance.
Center manager Ryan Allen said they plan to have the Juneteenth celebration at the rec center on an annual basis. We'll be right back after this. You're watching TV20 News.
Need food? We can help. The Greater Cleveland Food Bank's Benefits Outreach Department works within the community to help individuals locate food and apply for SNAP and other public benefits. Weekdays, our help center accepts phone calls from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and walk-ins from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 216-738-2067 or stop in our facility at 15500 South Waterloo Road. Our benefits outreach counselors are out in the community every day assisting with benefit enrollment and connecting the community to vital resources. Keep your eye out for our food truck, providing free, fresh produce and SNAP enrollment in the community. For more information, visit www.greaterclevelandfoodbank.org/gethelp.
The City of Cleveland, in collaboration with Cleveland City Council, announced the launch of a neighborhood speed table pilot program for traffic calming measures across the city. The goals of the program are to increase the quality of life for residents by creating safer streets, to reduce the chance of serious injury or death if a crash does happen, to expand local experience with street design interventions that reinforce lower speeds in residential areas, and to inform citywide traffic calming programs and guidance in alignment with the city's Vision Zero initiative. The Neighborhood Speed Table pilot program targets local, primarily residential streets with medium traffic volumes and documented speeding issues. The pilot program will document the impact of the speed tables on vehicle speeds, address any service delivery challenges experienced by public safety, public works, or the Greater Cleveland RTA, and collect resident feedback to inform the citywide approach. Installation of the speed tables is expected to begin in mid-July, depending on delivery schedules and the supply chain for needed materials. As an additional part of the city's traffic calming strategy, the Cleveland Division of Police will be purchasing 10 radar speed feedback signs that will be rotated to different locations monthly. These signs display the speeds of passing vehicles and flash when drivers are above the speed limit to raise awareness. For more information, visit clevelandohio.gov/traffic calming or call 216-664-7182. Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. The Earl B. Turner Recreation Center held a ribbon cutting ceremony for their new Mindfulness learning space. TV20's Alex McTurna has more.
And as someone who has gone through a lot personally over the last 2 years, I want to talk about the importance of the investment in mindfulness. Meditating goes a long way. Things like yoga go a long way to make sure that you have what you need to succeed in school and outside of the school.
The new addition to Earl B. Turner comes from a collaboration between the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Sherwin-Williams.
The NBA and the Cavaliers have made many other investments far beyond basketball in this region. And we're sitting in one of those places with the Mindfulness Center downstairs. It's really exciting to see that the NBA and the Cavaliers don't just come in once, do their thing, support basketball, which is important. Basketball is clearly important in Cleveland, but it goes well beyond that.
With the rise of meditation and mindfulness in modern mental health care, it is the hope that children and adult attendees alike will be able to positively benefit from the safe space, even if just for a few minutes.
So to have a space where our children can go, where our community can go, to kind of just decompress and kind of just relax and woosah is such an important asset in our community.
Thank you, Alex. And TV20 would like to give a big thank you to the Cleveland Cavaliers for their continued support of the city of Cleveland. Podcasting has become more and more popular over the years. According to Forbes, 37% of Americans over the age of 12 listened to at least one podcast in 2020, and an estimated 100 million people listen to a podcast each month, and it's expected to rise to 125 million this year. But if you're among those who aren't familiar with podcasts and their purpose, I have a story for you.
A podcast is basically a recorded message that is distributed worldwide. It can be downloaded at any time. The listener is able to consume it on their time, and it is an amazing way to get a message out because your audience is the world.
PodPopuli opened its doors in 2019 with one location in Hudson, Ohio, and a second location in Scottsdale, Arizona. After a successful start, they branched out to other cities, including downtown Cleveland.
Downtown Cleveland has been really pushing to be more of a live, work, play. So there's huge growth here, and we saw the potential for us tapping into a bunch of different markets because podcasting really can be used for marketing a business, for a hobby, really anything or anyone who has a voice or a message can use podcasting. So that's why we reached out to downtown. We thought it was a thriving city, and we thought we would be a great addition to help this city grow.
PodPopuli offers a variety of services to their clients.
So what we do is we help anywhere from creation to monetization. So we help them from the ground up figure out who their audience is, how we can help them, and how to market their podcast. So we do the logo, we do the description, every creation aspect needed to launch. And then from there, they come in, they record, but we're coaching them along the way, that we're teaching them how to be good podcasters. Our whole staff is experienced podcasters, and so we really do a lot of coaching, and then we do the distribution as well. So they still own their podcast, we're just offering a service.
And if you're looking for a fun and innovative way to share stories from your parents and grandparents, check out PodPopuli's Posterity Podcast.
So we start off with their ancestry and move throughout their current life situation, grandchildren, whatever that may be. And we talk about basically what they've experienced, what are their historical moments, what really stuck out in their life, what do they remember. And it's really fascinating what we hear. So we put that in a series of 8 chapters, and it's recorded and then edited down and given to them in a digital form so they can share it with their family. And it's a way to preserve their legacy and their life stories.
Podcasts aren't just for adults. PodPopuli encourages children to take part in this growing industry.
So we have a program here specifically designed for kids. It's called Pod Kids, and we help them develop their show, and we coach them and teach them how to do a podcast, and it really does help them develop their communication skills, interviewing skills. It builds confidence and helps them with a creative outlet that maybe they can't get anywhere else, or it pulls them off the screen and gets them to use their brain and have fun.
For more information on PodPopuli and how to start your own podcast, check out their website at podpopuli.com or stop in their studio located at 401 Euclid Avenue in the Arcade, downtown Cleveland. Finally, the Great Lakes Science Center recently unveiled their new wind turbine exhibit. Mayor Justin Bibb was there to speak on Ohio's history, both past and future, with the climate justice movement.
And as you know, Cleveland has a very, very important role in the history of the climate justice movement, starting with the first black mayor of a major American city, Carl Stokes. So we all have a special and moral obligation to carry the torch and keep up the fight to advance climate justice in the future. And this exhibit is an important step to that work ahead. So we're proud to be a part of this work and looking forward to the journey and the fight with you all today.
The exhibit comes as a collaboration between NOPEC and the Great Lakes Science Center, presenting a new play area for attendees both young and old to learn how wind turbines work and also the green benefits they provide on both an individual level and a national level.
NOPEC's such a great partner. When you want to talk about alternative energy, when you want to talk about how we get a public interested, engaged, really paying attention to different options for energy, NOPEC's a great partner for that. And this exhibit in particular is so special because it was inspired by our work with 6th graders from around Cleveland Metro schools.
It is certainly a part of the future. We're a little frustrated that it's pretty hard in Ohio to build wind turbines, and we are working to try to change that at the Ohio legislative level. But generally speaking, alternative energy really is becoming more and more an important source. As we can see what's going on in the world today, natural gas prices, electricity prices, gasoline prices, all going up because we're so interconnected as a world. The more we can free ourselves from that interconnectivity by using the things at our fingertips, sunlight, wind power, will make us more and more able to self-direct our own futures.
The exhibit is now open to all attendees at the Great Lakes Science Center. Hey, TV20 is streaming live 24/7. Visit TV20Cleveland.com to see our live feed and more. Stay connected with TV20 wherever you go by liking and following us on Facebook and Twitter. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to watch our numerous programs. It's that easy. Coming up next, learn what's going on with the Cleveland Metropolitan Schools with this week's CMSD 360. Thanks for watching TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Be sure to stay tuned for more on TV20. We are Cleveland.
I'm Darielle Snipes with the CMSD News Bureau. Welcome to CMSD 360, a look at news happening around the district for the week of June 26th. The day is finally here. On Monday, the CMSD Summer Learning Experience begins. This is a great opportunity for students from preschool to 12th grade to finish the year strong or take part in fun activities and hands-on enrichment projects. The CMSD Summer Learning Experience will be held at schools across the city and is free to students who are enrolled or pre-enrolled to the district. The program will last for 5 weeks for pre-K through 8th grade students and 4 weeks for high school students. Registration will remain open, but not for long, so please register your child today. Go to clevelandmetroschools.org. The Board of Education will hold its monthly business meeting on Tuesday. It will be held at Campus International School, located at 2160 Payne Avenue in Cleveland. The meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. The softball and baseball HBCU combines will take place on Tuesday, July 5th at Progressive Field. This is a great time for 11th grade athletes to showcase their talents in hopes of receiving a scholarship after graduating from high school. Parents are encouraged to come along and attend workshops involving the recruiting process and financial aid. Baseball will take place from 9 to 2:30 and softball from 1 to 6:30. To sign up for the combines, call the Senate Athletic League at 216-838-0150. And in case you missed it, check out the story on the CMSD News Bureau website about the HBCU basketball combine. And you have to hear 4th grade students at Elmira Pre-K through 8 Academy read the letter they wrote to Cleveland City Councilman Brian Mooney requesting for a trash can by their school. It was a request Councilman Mooney says he couldn't resist, and the trash can will help keep the neighborhood around the school clean. Plus, read how students who participated in this year's new Civics 2.0 program not only learned about how the government works, but took action. For these stories and more, head to clevelandmetroschools.org/news. And don't forget, CMSD is hiring. Do you have a high school diploma? Are you looking for a job with good pay and great benefits? Cleveland Metro School District is hiring secretaries, paraprofessionals, security officers, bus drivers, and driver trainees. There are full-time and part-time as well as substitute positions that are available. Head to clevelandmetroschools.org/hiring. Stay connected with what's going on in the district by downloading the CMSD app or by following CMSD on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks for watching CMSD 360. Have a great and productive week and a safe summer.